Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hey, it's good to be back here, isn't it? And I'll tell you what, this is one of the few times I get together with my old buddy Verlon, the fellow that I kind of mentored and helped along in the biz, and so I'm proud of him. I'm proud that with the growth that he's made, and every year it's like more and more something. He surprises me, and anyway, I know we've had our differences. It's all out in the public and everything, but I think we're at a new level, of good stuff, not bad stuff. Yeah.
It's funny how getting older,
That's right.
it mellows you,
It does. It really does.
You don't care when the other guy's late and, obnoxious. You just don't care as much anymore.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, same. Yeah. All right, might be a little too early for this one, but I'll try it. I'm a lucky loser. It's good that I don't win. I'm a bad luck chooser. Shows from way back when. I'm used to the misfortune. Won't have what I can't get. I know where I'm not going, and I haven't got there yet. Time is my confuser, fitting with my plans. I'm a lucky loser, and here I go again. Take it, Verlon. Race is far from over, but I'll be doing fine. I'm used to the misfortune. It fits right in with mine. I'm a lucky loser. It's good that I don't win. I'm a bad luck chooser. Chose from way back when. Look into the future. I don't know what's happening then. I'm a lucky loser, and here I go again. Whoa, I'm a lucky loser, and here I go again. Thanks, everybody. That's all he's going to let me do. So here's Verlon Thompson. Y'all are great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'll
Where you going?
I'll go.
No, stage him.
Okay.
Oh, he's so sensitive. That's a great tune. I wish I knew it better, because I could sing a dog out of some harmony on
Sure
that.
could. You could sing.
But why don't you ever teach me any of this stuff before we get up here?
Well, Verlon, there's...
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here I am turning negative on you already.
It's okay. We're used to it.
Seriously though, the last time Jim and I saw each other was at a, well, we did one memorial this weekend on Thursday for Randy down here, which I thought was beautiful. But a few weeks ago, we stood there side by side at another memorial and sang for another beautiful, wonderful, talented friend of ours, Miss Melba Montgomery. I don't know if y'all, she's probably not a household name, but let me tell you about her. Melba Montgomery was George Jones's original duet partner before Tammy Wynette came along. And I don't know, I'm nothing against Tammy, but my choice would be Melba. She had the same accent as George, and she used to tell me stories about how they'd be on stage together. This was in 1963 when their first big hit record came out. So it was the same year the Beatles came out. But in Binger, Oklahoma, where I was growing up, I didn't hear the Beatles. I heard Melba Montgomery and George Jones singing this song. Well, we said our goodbyes long ago. Never thinking we'd miss each other so. And all the memories we can't leave behind. Oh, we must have been out of our mind. I thought I loved another, not you. That was Melba's part, and George would say, how foolish, I thought the same too. But they both turned out to be the wrong kind, and we must have been out of our mind. Oh, we must have been out of our mind. Now there's another verse. Let's forgive and forget the past we've known. You know it, Jim? And reap together the wild seeds we've sown. Surely they can forgive us in time. Oh, we must have been out of our mind. Oh, I thought I loved another, not you. How foolish, I thought the same too. Oh, but we both turned out to be the wrong kind. Yes, we must have been out of our minds. We must have been out of our minds. For our friend Melba Montgomery. Go on YouTube and type in Melba Montgomery and George and listen to them doing that song.
Yeah.
And you tell me it ain't just as good as it gets.
It is.
Anyway, back to you, Big Jim.
Well, here's a tune that Melba and I wrote a while back, and
Good.
we were all friends.
Yeah.
And you wrote, and I wasn't.
No, this is for real.
This is for real. I wasn't trying to be funny. See, that's my curse. You know, it's that I try to be funny, a lot, and then when I'm serious, that's when people laugh at me. That's when I get the laugh. So, anyway, but we got lucky, and George Strait recorded it. I had it
Yeah.
on an album, and the record company tried to get things going with me with radio, but they just didn't pick up on it. But anyway, then George Strait did it. But and they had a big awards thing at this BMI thing, and Melba went, and that was back in my wilder days. And I remember walking Melba and her husband Jack out to the car, and Melba got a little, you know, she wanted me to be careful because I was kind of,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
She was motherly.
I was 100% cotton sheets to the wind that night. But Jack, her husband, played guitar on this record. It's on a record of mine called Whisper. And he was a great guitar player, Jack Solomon. And he'd played guitar with George Jones when Melba was singing with him. And George was in love with Melba, and he wanted to marry her. And but she and Jack fell in love, and they had a family, and she still stayed out and toured some, and Jack did studio stuff and stayed home with the kids. But so this one's called What Do You Say to That? You're like the warm sunshine. I think of you all the time. I've fallen for you, and that's a fact. What do you say to that? You're always in my dreams. I think you know what they mean. Our love is real, and that's a fact. What do you say to that? Life was never be the same without you. Love was never really love without you. Here beside you is really where it's at. What do you say to that? I promise I'll never leave. I'll always want you with me. Our love could never be old hat. What do you say to that? Life could never be the same without you. Love was never really love without you. Here beside you is really where it's at. What do you say to that? What do you say? You're like the warm sunshine. I think of you all the time. Our love is real, and that's a fact. What do you say to that? I'm falling for you, and that's a fact. What do you say to that? Thank you.
And Melba's brother, Pee Wee, Peanut wrote, and Peanut was like the bus driver and the Cadillac driver for George Jones. So the whole damn family was hanging out with George. But Peanut wrote
a lot of.
Didn't he write 6 Days on the Road or something like that?
The other brother did.
Oh,
He wrote
okay.
that song, but Peanut.
He wrote some big, huge.
Wrote like 60. Yeah, One of These Days for George Jones. He had like 68 George Jones cuts or something. He just.
I tell you, you remember when we had the church thing, and then we all walked up to the top of the hill, and Marty Stewart led the ceremony that day. Did a beautiful job. He was better than any preacher I ever heard. And there was singing, and we all sang and fiddle playing and clapping, and it was beautiful. And then we carried her up to the hill, and Peanut, who was older than Melba, stood there beside her, and he led a prayer that I'd never heard anything quite like it before. It wasn't like a prayer. It was like he just started having a little conversation with the Lord. And he said, Lord, we know you're busy. You got a lot going on. It was that kind of thing, you know. And we've loved this old girl for a long time. She's meant a lot to us, but we're giving her back to you now. And you watch over all these old musicians here. They all need, it was just beautiful. And I don't know what the moral of that is, except dying don't have to be so bad and so so sad, you know. Because I was telling my friends down here earlier, it's like we're just leaving one adventure and headed to another one. So I can't imagine what the next one's going to be. Hell, me and you, Jim, we might be stars up there if we're actually going up. I don't know, you know. I guess it's still kind of up in the air.
Verlon, do you want to use this?
What?
Do you want to use this stool to put it on?
No, I'm good. I just got to... I hate putting my glasses on because now I can see my words, but I can't see y'all. So... Well, I remember feeling it the first time, thinking I had stepped into a dream. The music and the magic and the sunshine, and the spirit of the Suwannee in the spring. Well, I'd slipped in on the coattails of the master, one who is not easily impressed. But standing there with Tony, Pete, and Vassar, guy said, man, son, now you're hanging with the best. In the moonlight, in the midnight moonlight, a new light shined in, and it filled me, and it thrilled me. And like a singer to the chorus, I knew I'd be back again. It was sloppy Joe and shiny ribs at breakfast, and habanero honeys on the side. Then Dog and Dale and Lauderdale were up next. Dancing Dave was on a power glide, rolling back banjos, smoking mandos, screaming fiddles, walking bass, and lightning guitar runs. And the campfires, and the kids' choir, and the beauty of Beth Judy, Lord, let her will be done. I'll get by with a little help from my friends. I'll get high with a little help from my friends. I'll get tie-dyed with a little help from my friends. I don't need anybody to tell me if this is old school or new school or something in between. I don't need anybody to tell me this is big Cosmo Sunshine Daydream. I saw the blind boys and the Lee boys, Bela Fleck and Abigail, and the grass is dead and young Isabel and Joe Craven and John and Raven, Reverend Jeff and Colonel Bruce and Sue Cunningham was cutting loose, and the Dirt Band, David Gans and Paul Levine behind the scenes, and Susan makes it sound so clean and easy. And that leads me to Larry Keel and Nikki Talley. No, let's see. Yeah, and that leads me to Roddenberry, Larry Keel, and Nikki Talley makes me feel the live oaks and magnolias. Whisper and hang around till sundown and let Donna buffalo you. Yes, I remember feeling it the first time, thinking how much I had missed them all. No, I remember feeling it the last time and thinking how much I had missed you all. And I don't think that I can wait for springtime. I'll be back to the Suwannee come the fall for some rolling banjos, smoking mandos, screaming fiddle, walking bass, and lightning guitar runs. I remember feeling it the first time, thinking I had stepped into spring, a dream. The music and the magic and the sunshine and the spirit of the Suwannee in the spring. It's because of y'all. Thank you.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
I either got to write bigger letters or get better glasses. Or memorize the damn thing.
Well, that's hard to, that's a lot of beautiful words right there.
All those names.
Just captures this experience so much.
Been a lot of good years of a lot of good music and a lot of good friends, and one so-so. kind of relationship, you know. But you make it work, you know. You figure it out.
All right, I'm gonna look at a lyric sheet too on this. It's a tune that Robert Hunter and I wrote a long time ago, of course, but it's funny that there's so many of our songs I hadn't really played out, and I don't know why, but this is only the second time I've done this one, but it's called Blue Moon Junction. The junk shop of my passion, museum of memory, not the land I grew up in, but the one that grew up in me. No America we know from ever so long ago, though no more than a stone's throw. Blue Moon Junction and falling snow, back in the long ago, the long, long, long ago. Not the day we were born in, no, back in the long ago. So far south, it's almost north. Way back in the long ago, certain music brings it forth. Certain shadows that hang just so, certain sacred memories, forgotten till the time to know. Silver cherries in the trees, Blue Moon Junction and falling snow, back in the long ago, the long, long, long ago. Not the day we were born in, no, back in the long ago. Comet in a sky of green, and the sunset in the south. Other wonders to be seen. Don't stand there gaping, shut your mouth. Along came flood and famine. Wind became the hurricane. Some of this was due to man, the rest nobody was to blame. Call it all into question, parlay on the courthouse lawn, talk till you're blue in the face, but once it's gone, it's gone. Yes, once it's gone, it's long gone. Tell a tale of dreams foretell, you won't find it in the dawn. Traces of dream foretell. All I really want to know, where do all those dreams come from? When they're gone, where do they go? All the way back from where they come. Can't be proved, much less believed. Something someone just received. Blue Moon Junction lies between the lost past and the unforeseen. Back in the long ago, the long, long, long ago. Not the day we were born in, no, back in once it's gone, it's truly gone. Only lesser worlds to know, far behind and on beyond. Blue Moon Junction and falling snow. Yeah. Thank you.
You got to start doing that. Yeah, that needs to be worked into your rotation, don't you think? Yeah, man. How did you get to write with Robert Hunter?
When I was getting ready to do the first record with Ralph Stanley, it was just, a wild dream, and I got a hold of a friend of mine named Rob Bleetstein. I said, how I'm going to do this record? I know Robert and Jerry loved the Stanley brothers, and Ralph, how could I get a hold of him? So he connected us.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you don't ask.
That's right.
Does anybody have Paul McCartney's number on them? I was passing by a pawn shop over in the older part of town when something caught my eye, and I stopped and I turned around. I went inside, and there I spied in the middle of it all this old beat-up guitar just hanging on the wall. "What do you want for that piece of junk?" I asked the old man. And he just smiled, and he took it down, and he put it in my hand, and he said, "Son, you tell me what it's worth." He said, "You're the one that wants it." He said, "Tune it up and play a song, and let's just see what haunts it." So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and then my fingers turned to lightning. I never saw it coming. It was like I always knew it, but I don't know where I learned it. But it was a dream come true, so I just reared back and burned it. I look at you all and see the love there that's sleeping, while my guitar gently weeps. I look at the floor and I see it needs sweeping, and still my guitar gently weeps. I don't know why nobody told you how to unfold your love. And I don't know how someone they bought and sold you. And I look at the world and I see that it's still turning while my guitar gently weeps. And with every mistake we must surely be learning, I hope still my guitar gently weeps. Who draws a crowd and plays so loud, baby, it's a guitar man. Who's on the radio, you go and listen to the guitar man. He can bring you down and he can make you cry. And he will bring you down and he'll get you high. Something keeps him moving miles and miles a day, searching for the songs to play. Night after night, who treats you right, baby, it's a guitar man. Who steals the show, you know, you go and listen to the guitar man. And then he comes to town and you see his face, and you think that you might like to take his place. Something keeps him going 1,000 miles a day, searching for a song to play. Lights begin to flicker and the sound is getting dim, and his voice begins to falter and the crowds are getting thin. But he doesn't seem to notice, he's just got to find another place to play. Fade away. He just wants to play. Hey, yeah, let him play. Whew, I lost all track of time. There was nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down the neck, I never missed a lick. It was like that guitar played itself, and there wasn't much for me to do but just sit back and watch and wonder who was playing who. And when I finally finished, I was almost out of breath. My old hands were shaking, and my shirt was soaking wet. And that old man jumped up and grinned, and he said, "Where in the hell have you been?" He said, "I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in." And he grabs an old beat-up case. He said, "Go on, man, pack it up." He said, "You don't owe me nothing." But when he said good luck, There was something spooky in his voice. And there was a strange look on his face. And when I closed the lid, I saw my name was on that case. All you guitar fans, thank you. Thank you.
Verlon, you're a master.
Oh. Jim, thank you. That was so damn long. I'm going to let you do 2 songs.
No,
because
you don't have to do that.
I overstayed my welcome
okay.
there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Lauderdale doing a couple of his wonderful musical choices here.
You know, I think I'll do, you were mentioning how did I start with Robert Hunter?
Oh.
And I was talking about the Ralph Stanley
Yeah.
record, and he sent me, we talked on the phone first, and then he said, I'll email you some lyrics. And I said, boy, this is kind of embarrassing, but I don't know how to use the internet yet. Now, hey, come on now, I was 40-something years old. I mean, it was in 1997. Cut me a little bit of slack. So I said, I've got a fax machine. And so he faxed me some lyrics, and then I put down a melody on a cassette, and I overnighted it to him. And, and so eventually I learned how to use the internet, and I'm proud to say I still use it today.
Oh, wow.
That's right. I didn't think it was going to last, the internet, but it seems it's going to be around for a while, I think. But, and hey, one of Ralph's old friends, I first met him, we were on a tour, Ralph and I, in California, and met this man not too far from here. His name is Leonard Stacy. Leonard, where are you? Wait. And Leonard just turned 90 years young a few months ago. And he's got a really good book that he and his daughter Donna wrote about his adventures in bluegrass music. So check that out. And so this is that first one from the lyric Robert sent me, and I think he wrote these lyrics about his wife, Maureen. And it's called Joy, Joy, Joy. A dozen times a day I stop and thank the Lord for you, for all the kindness that you bring and everything you do. When I was being tested, when my trials were much too hard, you brought joy, joy, joy to my heart. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. Whatever train you came on is the train that I leave on. Your head upon my shoulders as the sun is sinking low. I always am reminded when the stars come out to shine. You bring joy, 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 and peace of mind. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. Well, I don't like to think about the long and lonesome road I traveled on until you came to help me share my load. Lingering in the darkness till you came to be my wife. You bring joy, joy, joy to my life. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. Joy, 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 you bring joy, 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 you bring joy to my heart. You bring joy to my heart. Thank you.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Leonard. 90 years old.
Young.
Young. 90 years. I just turned 71. And I went to my doctor. That's what you do when you're 71. You go to your doctor, and he checked me all over, and then he walked out and left me sitting there in that little waiting room. You know how they do. You sit there for half an hour, and you're half naked, and you're cold, and you're nervous, and you're shaking, and they make you wait and wait. And finally, he comes walking in the door, and he's looking. He heard me say I was 71. He said, "Hey, get him some water." He's going to choke probably. Hell, I didn't know he was that old. Anyway, so yeah, my doctor walks in. He's looking down at his clipboard. You know how they do. And he don't even look at you. And he just keeps flipping the pages. And I'm going, okay. I'm thinking to myself, just give it to me. I'm ready. You know, I'm prepared. I'm 71, I know, you know. And then he cusses. He goes, "Damn it." I'm thinking, oh, gee, how bad is it? Damn it, Verlon. I'm trying hard as I can. I can't find nothing wrong with you. That's what I did. That's exactly how I reacted. And he goes, "What's your secret?" I said, I don't know. I don't really do anything special. And he goes, "Well, tell me what's an average day for you?" I said, "Oh, I might drive several hours, and when I get where I'm going, I walk in, there's a bunch of people smiling, and they all hug me and treat me real sweet, and then I get up and I play some songs for them, and then they hug me, and then they send me on down to the Next place, and I do it again, and I said, that's kind of what I do. He goes, exactly, no stress. I said, well, there's a little stress, you know, airplanes and travel, you know. I said, but yeah, not much stress. And he goes, that's the key, man. Stress is what kills people. Do not get stressed out. And I was like, okay. Yeah, okay. Now, ever since my doctor's visit, I've been so stressed out about not getting stressed. My blood pressure's up, and it's all falling apart now. Anyway, and what does that have to do with anything? I don't know. I'm just trying to feel the crowd and feel what y'all might want to hear right now. I don't know. Oh, that's what I thought. I was thinking they want to hear Caddo County. I can kind of feel it. Caddo County is where I come from. Yeah, in the middle of Oklahoma. There's nothing there but Caddo County. It's where I was raised, and it's where my mom taught me how to pick a few chords on the guitar, and she played the mandolin, and my dad couldn't even turn on the radio. But my dad gave me a gift that's just as important as the gift my mom gave me. He gave me the gift of freedom. Instead of asking me to hang around there on that little old farm and help him, and Lord knows he could have used my help, me and my brother both. One day he told me, he said, son, he said, I know how much you love that music. You need to get out of here. You need to get out of Caddo County. There's a big old world out there, and you need to give it a shot. And he said, you never know till you try. And he said, if it don't work out, you know, it ain't much. The wind blows, and it's just a sand hill. Basically, our farm was just a sand hill. But he said, it's yours, and it'll always be here. So I took off out into the world feeling pretty supported, you know. But the constant wind across the sand, it can whittle down the toughest man. And the cold sneaks underneath the door till you don't think you can take no more. And that summer sun gets hot as hell, and it'll dry up all your wishing wells. So you build your dream and you wait around for that next blue northern to tear it down. And you can't change Caddo County. Now you can stay or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. All the same old wind will always blow. Yeah, my dad said, son, I'm gonna tell you right now. He said, you don't have to follow this same old plow. Said, there's a big old world across the county line, and you can come home anytime you change your mind. But you can't change Caddo County. He said, you can stay, boy, or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. All the same old wind is gonna blow. said the constant wind across the sand. He said you deal with it the best you can. And what you can't change, you get used to, till they throw that cat o' dirt on you. Well, I lost my dad a few years ago, and we had his funeral there at the little church downtown in Binger, Oklahoma. Population 601. I guess it's 600 now. It was a good funeral as funerals go. The little church was packed. There's people lined up out on the streets. And you know how it goes when you come to the end. They got the big black car waiting out back there for the family. And so me and my brother and my mom, we headed towards the back door, and we could see that big old black car waiting for us. And then me and my brother at the same time had the very same idea, because we both saw that my nephew had driven my dad's old pickup truck to the funeral. It was parked right on the other side of the big black car. There it sat, the F-350 Ford flatbed with cow shit all over the side of it. It had a dented side door from an old Angus bull that butted him in the door. It had a half a bale of hay in the back and a log chain and some post hole diggers, and his cap was still sitting on the dash. And me and my brother, we put Mom in that big black car, but we walked right on around, and we climbed in that old pickup, and we pulled it right in front of that big black car. And we said, follow us. We're taking the scenic route. And we took them all down by the old Buckles place, and then we took them by the old Phillips place. This is where we always grazed our cattle, and a lot of those cattle that my dad bred and raised are still out there, and we all kind of slowed down and let them pay their respects. Now, it's flat as a tabletop out there, and about halfway to the cemetery, I told my brother, man, look back behind us. It was a line of cars that reached all the way to the horizon. You can't change Caddo County. Now you can stay or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. All the same old wind will always blow, and that's okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Man.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, here's a tune off of the most recent record I've got out. It's called My Favorite Place. And this is a song I wrote with a fella named Bob Minner, and it's called Mrs. Green. Mrs. Green, take a good look at yourself in that mirror on the wall. And tell yourself that everything he ever did was really not your fault. As you pick out what you'll wear today, don't let yourself be afraid to be who you are. And don't be afraid to face the truth about the woman that you are. Mrs. Green, when I met you, you were hoping for his ring upon your hand. And you always made excuses for the things he could not understand. I guess by now you realize you're better off it stopped before it went too far. He's not man enough to understand the woman that you are. I want to help you fix what's wrong. You've been hurting for too long. Things like this are complicated, so I'll wait until you're ready to move on. Help you fix what's wrong. You've been hurting for too long. Things like this are complicated, so I wait until you're ready to move on. Mrs. Green, I need to tell you something, if I can be so bold, that my heart has been here waiting while I watch with what you have with him grow cold. I understand if you need time, letting go of his hold on your mind must be hard. Just know I'm here waiting and wanting all the woman that you are. Remember, I'm here waiting and wanting all the woman that you are. Mrs. Green, take a good look at yourself in that mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, I almost felt like I was in the middle of something I shouldn't have been in there.
Well, you're not, is he, ladies and gentlemen? You belong right here.
No, that's
Right?
beautiful. That's just so beautiful and intimate, you know. It's just so real life, Jill.
Hey, and Verlon, I owe you an apology. I'd like to apologize in front of everybody. When I saw you last night and I said, hey, Verlon, there was a mistake in the program. You're not actually supposed to be on that show with me. at the music hall, and you said, oh, well, I thought it was in the program. I said, it was a mistake. You know, if I were you, I'd just sleep in. I wouldn't bother to come down. You said, well, maybe I'll just come down and listen. And I said, no, Verlon, rest. Verlon, you're tired. You need to rest. But when I came in, you were here, and even though there was an error in the thing, I'm glad we did this together, aren't you, folks?
Yeah, I said, so you think I should just sleep in tomorrow? And he said, yeah. I said, well, maybe I'll just swing by and listen to you. And he said, Verlon, you've heard me so many times. Don't bother. You need rest. Sleep. So I come in, and sure enough, the show's, it says right there on the schedule, Verlon and Jim. So then he stumbles up on the stage and he said, well, you know, that they just don't communicate well here. They send one person one message and one another, and yeah. Anyway, I'm glad we're here together.
Me too.
Jim.
I am too.
Let's see. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh man, let's see. Now y'all are confusing me. You know what, though? Thank you. I remember the day because I used to, before I left Nashville, I lived out in Colorado for 4 years, and I had a band. You believe that, Jim? It was called the Jim Lauderdale Band. No, it was actually the Verlon Thompson Band, but we did cover songs. We played everyone else's songs, you know, which, I mean, I was thankful to have it, but every night I'd be up there singing Tequila Sunrise, wishing I could play one of my own songs, and every now and then I'd try to sneak one in there, and the crowd would go, well, what the hell's that? We don't know the words to that. And I just dreamed of the day when I would be able to get on a stage and do all of my own songs, and the dream finally came true, and y'all are a big part of that dream, because I've been coming here for like 26, 25 years or so. I've lost track. It's been a long time, but it's I've watched y'all get old. Some of y'all need to get, you know, activity. Keep moving. No. I'm talking to me. I heard somebody say Joe Walker's Mayor. I've been doing so many sad songs this time. I'll try to. I hadn't played this in a while. We'll see. Now Joe Walker's mare was a mighty good ride. He was no bag of bones and no hunk of hide, and he gave her to me the day that he died. Joe Walker's mare was a mighty good ride. When Joe Walker found her, she was lonesome and lame, her tail in a tangle, birds in her mane, in the Arbuckle Mountains in a cold pouring rain. When Joe Walker found her, she was lonesome and lame, y'all. Now Joe Walker rode her for 20-some years. He viewed most of this country between her two ears. He found him a good one, and he never switched gears. Joe Walker rode her for 20-some years. She never reared up, no, she never, she never, what is it? Yeah. Oh, she never reared up and she never broke loose. She'd carry a queen, and the even better dream was that one day, if I was doing one of my own songs, somebody in the audience might know it well enough to correct me on my own lyric. That was really the dream. Now Joe Walker rode her for 20-some years. He viewed most of this country between her two ears. He found him a good one, and he whatever it is. She never reared up, no, she never broke loose. She'd carry a queen or a Choctaw papoose. Bareback and saddle, no rider, no use. She never reared up, no, she never broke loose. Now Joe Walker, shit. Now Joe Walker died, and she pulled the wagon that hauled him away, and shit. She even pulled the wagon that hauled him away. What? Yeah, okay. Shit, I can't remember it. Joe Walker, yeah, that comes later, but... So Joe Walker, before he died, he gave the mare to me. And the mare pulled the wagon that hauled him away. And I never rode her. It just didn't seem right. I brushed her and I combed her most every night. And I thought about it, but dream as I might, I could not ride her. It just didn't seem right. So in the Arbuckle Mountains, somewhere running free, is the son of that mare Joe Walker gave me. I turned him loose the day that she died. Joe Walker's mare was a mighty good ride, y'all. Come on, Joe. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for all the help.
Well, folks, I've got a few announcements before we go on. Will the owner of a 16-wheeler that's parked right in front of that the workshop stage, could you please move that so that they can have the performances? That was announcement number one that went over like a lead balloon. And the other one is. Hey, after our show with Verlon and I, our friend Steve Poltz will be doing a show, and looking forward to that. And Verlon, this is probably going to be my last song in the round. I've sure enjoyed it.
Me too.
Being with you, this tradition, and it means a lot to be in front of y'all and to play with you.
I love you, Jim Lauderdale. I don't care what they think. I love you.
Thank you. And I've got something serious to talk about. I know I've been kidding around a lot in my life, but Pete, could you do me a favor? Pete's got something he wants to bring out. I need him to bring out on stage. Welcome, Pete.
It's the nuclear codes.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Pete has been, gosh, for as long as I can remember, Pete has been stage managing this room and keeping the trains running on time. Let's give them a big hand. Okay, I've got a new bunch of music that'll be coming out any week now. It'll be on Bandcamp, and I'm not sure what the title of the album's going to be yet. It's either going to be called Country Super Hits Volume 2 or Live Through This. And no, in all seriousness, it'll be one of those two titles. But one of the songs that I'm going to do to end my portion of the show
is in there.
Is been very, let's put it this way, it goes beyond political parties. It goes beyond the richest people in the world. And I don't know if it's the lizard people that are doing this or what kind of conglomerate. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when this happened to me, I realized there's something crazy going on out there. And so I've got a notebook, Verlon. It's got this song in it that I'm going to do, and it's got some other unfinished songs. It's got information about the musicians, and if anything should happen to me when this song comes out, because these people have been trying to stop me from releasing this, and it's been dangerous. They know I've got this, and there's several of these agents here that are disguised. I mean, they're wearing tie-dye and stuff. They're just blending right in, but they've been following me, and we had a high-speed chase last night when I left, so it's dangerous. My life is in danger by having this. And Verlon, Pete, do me a favor, come get this. Verlon, I want you to keep this for me. It's safekeeping. Pete, put that in Verlon's car somewhere where he might find it. So anyway, this is the song that will be coming out. And I hope it's the first song about this. It's probably the first country song, and it might be the last song about this. But artificial intelligence might make some mistakes, testing our common sense. Is it real or deep fake? Is it hell or heaven sent? It's still not perfect yet. Almost as real as it gets. Artificial intelligence. Will it take over and decide the way we are? Thank goodness God still knows more than it does so far. Do we still stand a chance? Or has it made up our minds, bringing us to the dance? Artificial intelligence. You're gonna have to learn to do things on your own and not forget who you are down in your bones. Artificial intelligence pretends it knows me from a place way down deep inside where a heart ought to be. It comes at a great expense when you click agree. Breaking my confidence that I write this song, destined to do the dance. Artificial intelligence. Thank you.
That's it. Jim Lauderdale.
Thank you.
Hey, follow that. That's it. Y'all.
Thank you. We got time for another quick one. Come on, Verlon.
Do that one
Verlon,
again.
Verlon.
Let's do that one again.
Come on.
Artificial intelligence. I love that.
Thank you. Hey, and I can't thank you enough for taking over that suitcase for me, the briefcase.
You know what? This reminds me of another little shady deal you got me involved in years ago.
Oh, let's not tell the folks about that. They don't need to.
About 2 minutes, guys. About 2 minutes. Real quick one. Yep.
Yes, sir. See what you did?
That's all right.
Now they're talking to us through the speakers. I mean, do you know who that was? I don't know where that came from.
It was the man.
That's never happened to me until I got possession of that damn suitcase.
60 seconds.
That's it. Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to do, this is, let's see, it's one of my favorite songs. No, it is. It's, sometimes I have to, it's hard to remember, but, I'm a man of few words. Thank y'all very much. We love you. Me and Jim Lauderdale.
Thank y'all.